Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Know Scripted TV's coverage of the sex lives of college girls. We are back one last time. Yes, we're talking the finale of the show, and I am your host, Sasha Joseph, joined by our storytelling king, Chappell. Welcome. We're back. We're back.
One last time, Sasha, did this feel like a finale to you? Because to me,
No,
it just felt like the episode went off.
that's this whole season. Like,
Yeah,
am I wrong? I just feel like this whole season is just okay, and we wrapped it up.
yeah, yeah. A lot of that. I felt like this didn't have really like a cliffhanger that we were ending on. It didn't feel like there was any suspense built for the next season.
Mhm.
But we are getting a next season, right? This isn't the
Yes.
end of the show. It just felt like it felt very just like kind of incomplete. If you ask me what was the story of season 3, I'm just like, I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, I think they're saying, like, there will be a possibility, but it's not confirmed as of November 21st.
The show can't end like this though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this can't be the end of the
Yeah,
show.
but I
So there
think
has
most
to be
likely
another
we're
season.
getting a 4th.
Right. But fourth and final season. Like, could you
Yeah,
imagine
it
if
has
they
to be.
right. This
Mindy
feels weird.
loves a good 4th season.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Oh,
I'm
it
I'm
has been confirmed. Okay. As of
okay.
December 5th, it's been confirmed.
That there's a season 4 coming.
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. We got a lot to look forward to, but like I said, they didn't really leave us with like a cliffhanger. I feel like maybe they did that in case they weren't able to secure a
Oh,
fourth
fair,
season, but it
fair.
didn't feel like even if they did, it didn't feel like a finale. To me,
No.
it felt like we would be waiting forever to be like, so then what happened? And now I'm just sitting here like, so then what happened? I'm ready for the next episode. I don't know when they're going to give us this season 4, but I kind of need it now so that I can, wrap this story up.
Mhm. Here's the thing. It feels to me actually that there's both, right? Where
Mm,
we're not getting a cliffhanger. We're not getting like they're kind of wrapped up, but they felt like they're wrapped up so fast
mhm.
that I don't even believe that some of these storylines happened.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have some questions about how you felt about some of these storylines. I mean, we got all our main
Mhm.
characters, that we have been talking about all season. And we got some beginnings and some ends to some stories. And some interesting choices. So I'm dying to talk about this episode with you.
Yeah. I'm ready. Okay, and spoiler alert, I feel like I have to start at the start. I was so emotional when oh my God, Casey did the song. I don't know why. I think she's a really good singer. Well, the actress is.
I 1,000% agree. I've never heard that song before. I was sitting there listening and I was thinking, one, I was like, my girl's singing. Like she's singing. That girl is
Yes.
singing. But you could feel the emotion in the crowd. It's panning to all the other characters, but she ate that scene. I know people have been kind of like wishy-washy on how they feel about Casey as a new character. How does she fit into the core group? But
Mhm.
she killed this last episode. I was very proud of her. The acting from this actress was amazing. And then the singing is incredible. She like tore the house
So
down.
good.
I totally agree. When you said that, I was thinking, okay, at least we're on the same page. Cause I too was kind of like, man, this is a emotional moment.
And I don't cry like that. So I was just like,
Yeah.
"What's happening? What's going on?" And listen, shout out Gracie Lawrence, okay, because it killed it.
Yeah.
And I believe it is The Greatest Showman.
Oh.
It's from the play Greatest Showman or movie,
Hmm.
whatever. That's where I believe I've heard it, but I can't remember the name of the song. But is it
Okay.
"This Is Me," right?
I think that's what she was saying. I mean, she
Yeah.
she was killing
We are
that song.
not
I would
theater
love to know.
girlies, as you can.
Right. I
Oh my,
liked
but
it.
I'm pretty sure it's "This Is Me." But again, 2 dumb bitches sing exactly. We don't know.
Exactly. Right, right. Let us know in the comments if we're right or wrong
Yes,
about that.
please. But either way, I don't know. It was really nice, but like you said, it was all neatly wrapped up, except Casey's storyline.
Right. So let's start at the beginning of Casey's
Yes.
storyline. She did it. Sasha, she had sex.
Hmm. Yeah, and I have many feelings.
Okay.
But first, like Casey did the whole, oh, this is how I imagined I'm going to lose my virginity. So this is how I'm going to lose my virginity. And she has
Hmm.
like a princess like canopy set, which I was like, I love stuffed toys. I'm like into all of that stuff, but even I would not do that.
Yeah, this was a lot.
What are
Like
you
everyone kept
doing
telling
if
her.
you're in this position?
Well, see, that's the thing about
Yeah.
college, right? Like the women in college are young, so they're like 18,
Mhm.
19 years old, and a lot of
Right.
them haven't let go of some of their more immature, like kind of like likes, and not to say that like
Mhm.
they're more childish, like
Yeah.
things that they're holding on to, right? So to say that I've never been in a dorm room where a stuffed animal is staring at me, that would be a lie, right? Like I've
Oh,
definitely,
fair. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this is kind of it's I will it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, right? Like you walk in
Okay.
and you're like, oh, all your sheets are pink. Like everything in here is pink. Really? Like now, we're all like earth tones and stuff like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like very
beige
boring.
babies.
Right, very boring, very old
Mhm.
stuffy millennials now. But when you're younger, it's like, oh, do you have to have like the stars on the ceiling? Like that's kind of okay, so you find yourself in really interesting
Fair.
situations.
Where all have you been to?
I felt for Cooper. I would just say that.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I did too. In this moment, I think Casey is putting so much pressure on Cooper, on all of this, right? On them and
Mhm.
what's going on or what they're about to do.
Right.
And she's even playing like Disney music, specifically the kissing part.
Sasha. This is
But
I we got
listen,
it
it's
enough.
okay to have a playlist,
I'm honestly pretty anti playlist as well.
which is
Like
crazy for you.
yeah, I like a good song. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me
I'm
for me
also
anything.
not into, yeah,
Really?
playlist.
I
No.
didn't know that. Yeah. I gotta focus.
Fair. You know what? Maybe I'm also a little ADD
Yeah,
because yeah, I back in the day,
right,
yeah, maybe have found myself like being like, oh, that's a good song, and then be
right.
like,
Oh, this
oh,
is my
right,
song.
come back,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah. So, okay, this is my shit. Because I'm a goofy person, so I gotta be locked
You
in. I gotta, be focused. Yeah, the Disney princess kissing playlist. Because what is that? Like the Little Mermaid song is
well,
probably
probably
on
every
there,
love song. I'm
right?
assuming.
Can you feel the love tonight? Like you got at that point, I'm getting up and leaving. Oh
Can
my
you
god. A
imagine?
Whole New World is probably playing too.
Oh,
Like think about
right.
the Disney song specifically that this is. Like
Mhm.
I'm leaving if A Whole New World starts playing.
Because the problem is Aladdin kinda hot. So then I'm now thinking about Aladdin, and it's like, "Oh, what's wrong with me? Did I like a cartoon character?" It's a whole thing. I don't need to be
Yeah.
there. And then imagine by mistake Spotify does a, like, weird skip thing, and all of a sudden that new Lion King song, the
Oh
My
yeah,
Brother comes
my
on. Imagine.
brother. Then my brother. I gotta get up and leave. This is not
It's over.
okay.
Don't call me again.
Yeah. Yeah. She did the most. But I was excited for her
Unfortunately.
because it felt like she was ready. It felt like okay,
Yes.
she was ready. Now, by the end of the episode, I'm not so sure she was ready, but at the
Mhm.
beginning, I felt like she was ready.
Yeah, and, here's a Cooper, like, ends up saying no, but then eventually, like, now that the pressure's off and the room's back to normal, they do end up having sex. But and it felt like Cooper was pretty respectful about it, and she was pretty much pushing. But once the sex happened, I feel like she really was like the stereotypical, I'm now tethered to you.
Yeah, he even called it out. He was like, taking somebody's virginity is a big responsibility. Like Sasha,
Yeah,
you know how
don't
that
do
is.
that. I don't know what you're talking
you,
about.
Sasha, you know what Cooper's talking about. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Cool.
Pass.
Like, because, like you said, the very
From
stereotypical.
what I've heard from other
Right,
people, not me, don't do
right.
it.
it's stereotypical to believe that the person is going to latch on to you as somebody who shared a very special moment with them. That if you've already lost your virginity or you've already been intimate with somebody, or
Yes.
maybe if it's just not that big of a deal to you, you don't have that same attachment.
Mhm.
And so I didn't realize they were going to go that direction, because when she said her mom was coming, I thought, oh, what a coincidence. I guess she can meet your mom. But then it was like, oh, and then you have to come to New Year's and get on the family cruise. I was like, all right, slow down. What are we doing? Like, if I I felt like in that moment I got the ick a little bit, like I felt it. But
Unfortunately,
I
yeah.
don't know if I would have broke up with her because of that. How did you feel about him instantly being like, let's just end it all together? Because it wasn't like, let me sit you down and explain to you why this is moving too fast. It was kind of like, this is moving too fast, and I think we need to go ahead and put a stop to this.
I think 30-plus-year-old us would have that, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, we would have that conversation.
right.
I don't know that 20-some and not even teens, right? Like, maybe they're sophomores, could be
Right.
19, 20-year-olds.
1920, yeah.
Yeah, are having prefrontal cortex developed,
Mm,
are having that conversation, because I think it unfortunately feels like, hey, this is something like, I care about you, I like you, but also like you're doing the most. And he is already, I think, putting a lot of pressure on himself that, he's taken someone's virginity. And then on top of that, I think he just doesn't know how to deal with his emotions. And I don't think he's wrong, but he sucks, if that makes sense.
Well, see, and that's where I struggled, because I was like you said, I really don't think he's wrong. Like, if he wanted to break up,
No.
that's one thing. And the show doesn't paint it like he used her to have sex and then he broke
Yeah.
up with her, right? But by the end, the girls are sitting around there like, if he doesn't deserve you, and it's that, I was like, hold on, Cooper's been nothing but respectful about this whole thing, like since day one.
Right.
So I was thinking, let's not make Cooper the bad guy. And to that point, I have to ask, do you think this is the last we see of the Cooper Casey relationship?
Okay. And this is why I think so. I don't, I would hope not, but I think so, because there was a moment where she's singing and everyone, including me, is so verklempt, right, by all of it, that the sound, or the tech guy
Yeah, the
turns
light
off
guy.
all the lights,
Hmm.
on Cooper, and only keeps it on Casey. To
Yeah.
me, if we're being symbolism and all that, that's the sun setting on Cooper.
Okay. Now let me add like a plus one question to that.
Yes,
Okay. Was that the sun setting on Cooper, or was that the lighting guy setting the sun on Cooper? Do you think the lighting guy is next up?
that was gonna be my, yeah. That my notes say, is he the next one? Because Cooper, the way Casey gets the lead in the play is that
Hmm.
Cooper starts with, "Hey, Casey." Well, sorry, Casey starts with, "I
Hmm.
should be the lead," because the lead goes on Survivor? Question mark.
Survivor
And
Teen? I
Teen
said,
Survivor.
okay.
Yes. Okay. I love that. And so it goes, whatever, is out. Casey wants to step up, gets shut down. A man has to stand up for her, Cooper, and say, "Hey, actually, she deserves this." And then the lighting guy or whatever comes in
Hmm.
and he backs it up. So
Right.
they didn't need to waste that real estate, right? Like timing on him,
Yeah.
if it wasn't something.
Yeah, no, you're right, because they give him a bunch of lines for no reason. There's also the moment
Yeah.
where the professor, who, I don't know, we don't fight teachers, and we don't really advocate for violence on
Right.
this show, but like, hey, prof, this professor, if I was Casey, I would have had, lady, do we have to talk? We got a problem? Because the way she was talking to Casey, I just really didn't like it. The whole like, honey, you ain't got it in you. Hold on, lady, who you talking to? So I had to really like focus,
Mhm.
because I'm getting connected to the characters now, and I don't like the way you talk to my girl. So, but in that moment, there's a moment where she's asking about the lighting, and she's like, "Oh, what do you think about the light?" And he's like, "Nah, the lighting is beautiful, it's perfect." Da, da, da.
Mhm.
And he's really on it, and I'm thinking, is he talking about the lighting? Is he talking about Casey? Like, should we be looking this far into it? And now that you mentioned the him turning off the lights on Cooper, it does feel like they just introduced a new character to us that
Yes.
doesn't matter. So it's like, he has to matter, because why are we spending so much time with the lighting guy?
Yeah, and again, when he turns it off, right? I feel like the camera stays there long
It stayed
enough
on
for
him a
me
little
us
too
for
long.
us to see his face and everything. It
Yeah.
could have just been that the lights turn off, and we know, right? Like who did it.
Right.
So I don't know that we
Yeah.
needed it.
I think we're on the same page, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if next season they just left that alone. You know, like
Yeah,
it was small enough to
100%.
where it's like it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like you have to address it, but it's like big enough to where I'm thinking if it happens, I'm like, okay, I see the foreshadowing.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Casey notes, right? Hey, don't feel loved. I don't see myself rather as like someone worthy of love. I kind of confidence wise am zero. And my world, she's very male centric in her world.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of her mom, because her mom seems to have only come in town to meet Cooper, not to come see the play.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, added a lot of pressure. And that's another thing where if Cooper would have had a conversation with Casey, hey, I'm just not ready to meet your mom. This is like a lot for me. And that's it. I wonder how they could have had this conversation of like, oh, maybe your mom coming in town is putting a lot of undue pressure on you, which then
Mhm.
you're putting on this relationship. But
Right.
none of that happened, which is like, Cooper, you suck, actually, the more I think about it. That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
it still feels like her anxiety is displaced, right? Like it's like,
yes.
are you upset with Cooper? Are you concerned about Cooper? Or is this your mom's coming and you think that that would make your mom happy? You know, she talks about how she likes to
Mhm.
please, like I can never be good enough in the things that matter to people, right? And so for her mom's coming to see the play, and Casey immediately shuts it down. She's like, she doesn't care about that. But when Casey was singing, her
Yes.
mom was into it. I don't care what she says. She says
Yeah,
her mom didn't care about it,
I'm
but
with
I'm
you.
like, your mom, she liked it. You know what I'm saying? Like she came to see you. I don't know. I don't know if she's giving her mom enough credit in that moment.
Fair, fair. I think it could be a little bit of all of it, and
Mhm.
she's just never been in this situation before, right? So she doesn't know how to handle it, and I just, again, wish she leaned on her friends a little bit more. Like the other 3 lean on each other a lot advice-wise, right? Maybe not good,
Mhm.
Leela, but either way, they lean on each other a lot, and I wish that, like, Casey would lean a little bit more into the girl power, the more experience, so that she's able to navigate this well. Because if my friends didn't tell me that I look like I'm a Polly Pocket rude.
It was giving Polly Pocket. It
Yeah,
really
like, not
was.
Barbie Dream House, okay, I said Polly Pocket for a reason.
Yeah.
If my friends don't tell me, who am I gonna,
Yeah.
think to be honest with me? So I just
Mhm.
feel like I want her to, like, lean a little bit more on, like, the community she has built so that she's
Yeah.
not getting stuck in these horrible situations.
Right. No, I totally agree. And my other question I have for you, I maybe it's a question for Mindy Kaling. What is these relationships like? We talked about
Yes.
how Mindy has like a thing for like the interracial relationship, like that's her thing. She always does it, blah blah.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to question the mom and daughter dynamic that we see in these shows as well. Like we know that Davy and Melanie and Never Have I Ever had a very specific
Mhm.
mom and daughter dynamic. I know Sasha yourself, you grew up with your mom. It was like there was the two of y'all thick and thin, thick and thieves,
Mhm.
So when I see Casey talk about her mom, and then we also see kind of Bella's interaction with her mom, and then we see Taylor's interaction with her mom. I was like, is this just because this is a show that is like centered on girls and women,
Mhm.
or is this just like a dynamic Mindy likes to explore a lot? Because it's starting to feel like something I've seen before.
I Here's the thing. There's a way to, like, write women, and I think bring in, like, like, ancestors in a way, like, generationally, to bring them in. I think that's beautiful. And it's true that I think a lot of women have different complicated, good or bad, whatever you want to say, relationships with their mom. So I think that's what this was trying to show, that, like, it's really lives of girls and through different
Yeah,
generations. But then which has been our problem this whole season,
you
then
could say it.
spend some time with
Yeah,
the women and with the girls, right? And let's get into it. Why did Dave, oh my god, why did Bella think her mom wouldn't be so into it? And the fact that her mom just, like, immediately was okay with whatever, fine. Then, like, give us a little bit of internal dialogue, like that, "Hey, babe, I always love you," right? Like,
yeah.
something, damn.
Yeah, it's like it's so touchy, it's so fast, with that kind of thing. Even though it's a relationship that she often explores, like we talked about Davy and her mom and Never Have I Ever, but also
Yeah.
Eleanor and her mom, Fabiola and her mom. Like these are stories that Mindy has been telling. But then here, I was like, okay, like it's like we're getting one side of the relationship, obviously from the women, from the
Mhm.
college girls, but not so much their mom's like point of view. So it's like we were led to believe by Casey that her mom wasn't into this, and then we see her mom. Her mom looks like she's like her mom couldn't be happier, like. And don't get me wrong, we've seen her mom in the past kind of be like, hey,
Yeah.
you cover yourself up, you look kind of fat, like that. Like her mom's not perfect,
Mhm.
but I really think that there's a world where you can explore that dynamic and it makes them a little bit more fleshed out. Because I'll give her credit, the Melanie and Davy thing was like we explored it, like we were
Yeah.
in that relationship. And there were definitely times where you and I thought, okay, we're kind of lacking some stuff in the Melanie
Mhm.
department when it comes to Davy, or she's not giving Davy a lot of credit. We're not
Yeah.
really exploring that. But here, I feel like we really just touched on a few interesting dynamics, but we didn't get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, copy paste to every single story. They give it to us. Yeah, very
Yeah.
much agree with that. Also, I wanted to bring up, in addition, which didn't sit right with me, or I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like needed to have a better outcome, was when Casey is in shambles and everyone's sharing, right? Hey, here's what our first times. I think
Yeah.
it could have been shared as like, yeah, they were awkward, but I don't know that it needed to be like like each one of them shared, it felt like they were regretting it with the person that they
Yeah.
did it with.
I think they wanted to make her like feel like she wasn't alone, because I think she felt like I
Mhm.
waited all this time. It was supposed to be perfect. I did it, and her regret wasn't that she had sex. It was that she had sex with Cooper, who then immediately dumped her. So she's kind of like,
Yes,
"Damn, I wish that hadn't happened." And so, Bella says, "Hey,
fair.
I did a thing, and could I have chosen someone else? Sure, maybe. Do I kind of regret it? Okay, a little bit. Kimberly talks about her. I mean, Whitney talks about how hers is like." It was awkward, it was like it wasn't great. And then Kimberly talks about how she too was dumped by the first guy. I mean, we saw
Mhm.
that. But
Yeah,
she also, I mean, the flex that she pulls is that everybody she's been with since then is hotter than him. And one, she's
honestly,
not wrong. She's not wrong.
she's a sex addict also.
But look at the material. This lady's just doing, like, she just does what she wants. Okay, she walks in
Does
the room and
who? She
right, she got it. She got the
she
juice,
must
and
have some aura that,
yeah,
like, we
that
just will
just
never know.
the glow, man, because she does not
Yeah.
care. So I think they just did it to make Casey feel better in that moment.
Mhm. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I was just like, what are young boys learning that every girl has this story? Like, what are we doing here?
I mean, from a male perspective, our times don't be that great either. We look
Yeah,
back and be
I'm
like,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
No, it's
It's
just
like
the point is like it's like I said, I think they could have gone down like yes, it's awkward for everyone.
right.
Kimberly, I think, had the best story of like, and
Mhm.
every guy I've been with is hotter. We should have ended with that 100% because that's relatable to Casey. But I felt like it would have been nice for like Whitney at least, one person to have like, oh my gosh, it was so awkward. We couldn't stop laughing the whole time, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. But like, that's just how it is, and ending it there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is because she said, "Oh, he yelled goal."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he did, yeah, that poor lady. Whitney, you wanna talk about
yeah.
Whitney?
Oh my goodness.
Because
Yes.
I found it very interesting that we didn't explore the relationship between Whitney and her mom in this season. And I'm thinking, while the athletic board is charging you up every other day, why haven't
Yes.
you threatened your senator mom is going to pull up here and blow the top off of this thing? Where is your mom?
I, the thing is, like, she's busy. Okay, we get it, but like, this
But
is too much. Like,
right,
it. Why are they? Again, not to like be the race girl, but it's weird that you're making a black girl fight every single battle alone. And then it's just like black women superhero syndrome, right? Like it's all of that. And
Mhm.
it's just not working for me because the biggest thing is Whitney started therapy.
Yeah,
And
finally,
that's
thank
it, and
God.
but that's all we get, Chappelle, is that
Yeah.
she started therapy. The thing is she should have started therapy a while ago. She
Mhm.
had a white therapist, that should have been the issue. Therapy going into therapy shouldn't have been an issue. maybe her talking to her dad, like, hey, you know, I don't know if I should do this, right? Like that. I feel like a lot of people of color, I know in my immigrant family, right? Like therapy's maybe not seen. We could have gone that route for one
Mhm.
episode. And then she should have ended with, no, but I'm gonna walk, dad should have walked her to the therapist office. And then
Yeah.
we should have explored her journey in therapy.
Nah, we saw her go to therapy one time
With a
and
white man, which I feel like would have been an issue normally.
right. Or just something to talk about, like
Yes.
maybe, at least address it. But no, she goes into therapy and the man says, "Have you ever tried taking a day off?" And she goes, "Oh, I can do that." I said, "Yeah." And then that's the conflict for the last two episodes. She decides she wants to take a day off, and the coach says no. And so from there, she's fighting for her life because she has to advocate for
Yeah.
herself to have a little peace and mental health. And it's funny because it's probably very accurate, right? These student athletes get put through the ringer all the time. But it did suck to me that she kept getting dragged in front of the board. Like
Mhm.
the athletics board, like it's like, hey, we need to talk to you because you're breaking the rules. Like, why are you doing this right before playoffs? Like, how dare you pick your mental health before playoffs? I feel like all that stuff might ring true to a lot of athletes, but I also feel like this lady got a strong mama and a mama with power, right? And so although I'm happy that she's standing up for herself, but this is a lot to put on a 19
I'm
year old.
so with you.
Yeah.
And when she was moving out or wanting to move out of the sorority, again, we're just not getting enough. Like, where's Senator Chase? And it's
Right.
really pissing me off.
Where's her
Because
sorority sisters? Did she denounce? Where are the girls? You didn't pledge this to have to fight these fights on your own.
exactly. I just feel like everything. And listen, maybe Sherry Shepherd is busy like shooting her show, and that's why. But I don't know. Recast at this point.
Yeah,
Do the
I'm just
Fresh
saying.
Prince mom.
Yeah, bring in light skinned Sherry Shepherd. I don't know. I agree. I miss Sherry Shepherd in this role. I do. I wish she was
Yeah.
here because I feel like there these situations that Whitney has been in this season definitely could have used her mom as some assistance, especially with the therapy, with fighting this fight. It's because we've met her mom. We've seen her. We know her mom would not stand for this. You got her baby girl out here fighting against the,
Mhm.
the athletic board several times over. They're accusing Whitney of basically starting a coup. And like, oh, so now all these girls don't want to do athletics because you want to do athletics. It's a lot. And we've completely moved away from, remember when she wanted to be a scientist? What happened to that storyline?
We're just gonna hope that that's okay, and that's why she's stressed out.
Yeah.
So she gives up, and so has to give up sports, but
Mhm.
not like her hard STEM classes.
We don't even talk about the classes. It's like we just went to like, she just needed a day off and she could have managed it. And soccer was the problem. Um,
And the
and it
day off
does.
isn't gonna get rid of your panic attacks.
No, it's just she just need a break, and they ended up advocating for better conditions for the student athletes. It does look like they allow her to play in the playoffs as well, and they win.
Mhm.
I see a champagne bath or whatever that they're doing, so they must win. But I don't know. It felt like her storyline is so disjointed because we start off the season with Kimberly, the STEM major, trying to do it all, and then we have Kimberly and Kanan again. Then we have Kimberly and the
Mhm.
other guy. Then we have Kimberly, the STEM major again. Then we have Kimberly might go to therapy. Then Kimberly and the other guy break up.
Wait,
Then we have
Whitney.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Whitney. Yeah,
No,
all
you're
is Whitney and this, Whitney and that, Whitney
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
boom, 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 boom. And now we get down to this, and I think her and Kanan are back together.
Yep.
Maybe. Like,
What? We get nothing from that either.
yeah, they
What
kiss.
a like I don't know the PC way of saying it, so I won't. But what a cliffhanger!
That too. Yeah.
Like it's just giving me nothing,
Right.
and I damn.
Yeah, no, I agree. Whitney and Kanan, they just kind of gloss over it, like, oh, I'm so glad y'all toured together. I look like, huh? They together.
Oof. But one more thing about the athletes protesting. I feel like athlete protests are such a big deal. Like the athletes protesting has brought so much change on college campuses that why aren't we like at least say that, right? Like have that with Willow to be like, hey, Willow, like athlete or Willow actually, sorry, saying that to Whitney would have been great to be like,
Mhm.
hey, we athletes actually brought all this change on college campuses, it's now time to do this because they're the people with the most leverage,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But and again, this is like a known thing. In the 60s, athletes were at the front lines during wars. Athletes have been at the front line, so it's all true. It's just it felt like again like a thing happening over there.
Yeah. I really felt like there were just like we were so in and out of
Hmm.
Whitney's storyline to where it never quite just gave me a through line of this is how we started, this is where we're ending, this is where we're going. I'm happy that they finally addressed therapy because it's been several episodes since we talked about her showing up at the therapist's office and then walking out and then being called back and being like, no, I'm good. Um,
Right.
but like, yeah, it's like the show's maybe I don't know if the show is too short. It's like we just didn't spend enough time with her.
Oh,
So
very much that.
yeah, so I'm hoping that we get a lot more in depth because I would like to see what the Kanan and Whitney relationship looked like, and it just kind of felt like we got it, but like it's like all that build up for this. It's just kind of like okay,
Yeah, and again, one of the funniest moments happened on the show, right? She argues and fights with the athletic board the first time, comes out, is obviously having a panic attack, needs her weighted blanket, and has Kanan lay on her in the
mm-hmm.
middle of the quad, and he
Yeah,
just does it.
yeah, they go together.
That's what I say, and I'm just like, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like, that is such a good I feel like that's a great, like, funny, but important like, moment.
yeah.
And then, we don't, like, explore, "Hey, like, really, thanks for doing that." Like, yeah, we go together. Damn, at least send a text.
They don't they kind of are giving friends. It's not they're not doing a lot of relations like the two of them.
No,
Just
you're
don't feel
not
like
asking
in
for your
game no
friend
more.
to lay on you like that, please.
No, but even when they did it, it didn't feel remotely like romantic and protective. It was like, I need you to do this thing right now. And he was like, oh, okay. Like this is his girlfriend having a panic attack. And his first instinct wasn't, oh, baby, what do you need me to do? It was kind of like, oh,
Oh.
okay, I'll lay on you. Like it didn't feel like they were just like the chemistry was in sync for something like that. Like it's just giving like, oh, okay, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, like, lost he's just so lost.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, sure. You need me to do that? Fine. Like we hooked up a few times. This is normal. I'm thinking,
Mhm.
like, I want the spark. The spark with
Yeah.
them was strong, and now in this episode, it just kind of felt like it was just, a little meh. Maybe we toxic. We looking for a little bit extra, looking for some drama.
The thing is maybe little less Kimberly sex and a little bit more
More
like
like with the
story.
relationship. Yeah, a little story. Because yeah, we haven't gotten to Kimberly, but she's still having sex.
Like, damn, and it's like I don't need like 7 to see every single thrust. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
no, their
Like,
thrusts
it's
were perfectly in
weird.
sync. Okay, perfectly in sync. They got to talk to each other through
And
the
we
whole
didn't
thing.
see Whitney breaking up with Isaiah.
No,
Nothing.
no, no, no,
I don't know.
no.
I'm confused. Do they hate Whitney?
I just feel like they just didn't give me what I needed. Okay,
Yeah.
her character's been through a lot, and so that's why another reason why I kind of felt like, how dare the athletic board talk to this lady? Like, do we need to rewind the tape back to season one when the coach was having an
That's
inappropriate
what I'm
affair with this girl?
saying.
Like, are you kidding me? She's a victim. Get the hell out of her face. That's what I said. Where's your mom? I started looking around like somebody walk in and help.
Where's our lawyer, right? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
She's rich enough.
right.
She's a senator's daughter. Like, are we did a little too real that and then she get voted out. You know what I mean? Like this,
Yeah, yeah,
but then she should have even more.
yeah. I, I don't
Even
know.
more time on her hands. I don't know. I just feel really bad for Whitney because I think she has a really dynamic story,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but we're not getting that.
No, big agree. Big agree.
Yeah. So maybe Casey shouldn't have lost her virginity, and maybe Whitney should have gone to therapy sooner. Oh my gosh, but they do win the championship, which is nice, the Essex Soccer. But I just would love a little bit of story for Whitney. And everyone's been saying this since the beginning of time.
Yeah, yeah. It was a very interesting season for her, but we got season
Yeah.
4 coming, so hopefully they
Do you
bounce
think
back.
sorry, it didn't mean to cut you off. Do you think 15 episodes would fix this? Or like an hour episode instead of 15, maybe 10 episodes, but
Probably because they do have to manage 4 main characters, right? Because there's not
right.
one main character in this show. There's actually 5. Like, because you still have Taylor, right? So we have
Mhm.
Taylor, Bella, Whitney, Kimberly, and who did I miss? Casey. And
Casey,
so
yeah.
because of that, they don't have a lot of time to really give. But I want to maybe, we saw a Never Have I Ever. There would be sometimes where we spend an entire episode with one person.
Right.
We would do like the Ben episode
Mhm.
or the Paxton episode. This feels like we should have had like a Whitney episode, just to kind of get all this stuff in one spot. Show
Yeah,
her going to therapy, show her breaking up. Because you could have broke up with him and then went to therapy and then had to talk with the therapist and then had to struggle with, do you
correct.
want to go to that could have been one little tight storyline. So maybe
Correct.
that's what we're missing. I think you're right. I think just a little bit more time.
Yeah, I'm with, but I do think Bella's storyline, it's so well fleshed out, and so is Kimberly's.
Well, Bella's a little. This might be a spicy take, but
Oh,
Bella's
please.
a little 2-dimensional to me at this point because
Oh, yeah, did you
she's
call it as soon as she met that girl?
yes, as soon as and it was
Sorry,
just
we're
like
jumping, but
Bella,
I just needed
like
to see.
the bisexual storyline, like we're about to talk about with Bella. I mean, people online have been speculating anyway. So this isn't a shock to most people, I'm sure. But Bella's stuff has been so 2-dimensional. It's been, I like to have sex with random boys. She started like an Arvin a little bit, so that was like when we were deviating.
Yeah,
But then it was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna base my comedy off of that. And I said, okay, this is interesting. We're back on the comedy. We're talking about it. But then it was like, okay, she's back in a relationship or seemingly fine. But even with the reveal that she's bisexual, it still didn't feel like there's a lot to explore with Bella. It just feels like,
fair.
yeah, Kimberly's storyline, I'm sorry, Whitney's storyline is there's so much. There's so much that you could be doing with it. And
Mhm.
they're like picking and choosing where to go with it. Where with Bella, it's kind of like, oh, this is Bella. She's a faff. She deals with Taylor. She's,
Or
she has her
Taylor is
guys.
more dynamic than Bella in some
Yeah,
ways.
I think Taylor and Bella are great as like a
Yeah,
duo.
yeah, correct,
Like when they're
correct.
together, I think you get so many complicated and complex storylines, with the alcohol, with the faff, with Bella trying to lead somebody, even though it's like the blind leading the blind, and then, also navigating her stuff. Like I feel like this to me might have been the weakest Bella season. I think in the past we've had a lot better Bella content. With her navigating, like basically being on the writing staff and all that stuff. Like that to me felt like, okay, we were getting in the nitty gritty of Bella. And then this time it just it didn't really, I don't think they stuck the landing when it came to Bella.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, I think there has to be some issue with the show because of it, but either way, I just find Bella's storyline still to be pretty good because we start with her and Arvin break up, which nuts. We're over here
Yeah.
last episode being like they're one true pair, like they're
Well,
gonna.
we tried to until he got the ick. And then we were like,
And then
yeah.
we got the ick.
I didn't expect for them to come back and still be together. I felt like by the time we saw this, she was gonna be like, yeah, so Arvin and I
Oh,
broke up. But the fact that they were like, he was kind of like, no, I've come around to it. What did you think about him being like, hey, I came around to you having all your sex partners, especially now that I got, tested for
I'm
STIs.
gonna get flamed. It's giving typical Indian man.
That man could be concerned about his health.
No, there's nothing. Everyone should get tested. Period.
Mm,
It's just the way he didn't even ask her. Do
right.
you get? He assumed that she's a slur and that she just does it and is not getting tested
Not
and
being safe.
mansplains and then make sure you get HPV. Like, wait a minute. Why do you think she maybe already probably has the vaccine? You don't know her life.
Yeah, make sure you get it because they don't test me for it. Okay, bye. Arvin.
Like,
Mm,
kick rocks, my guy. No, it's just the thing is, in this moment, I felt very much like the scene. Because I remember the first time I dated an Indian boy because I had
Mhm.
not dated them before. And then the like this person was like life of the party, getting drunk every weekend, just like wilding out in a frat, blah blah, all this stuff. To then how conservative actually they were,
Uh-huh.
like, and he would just be like, "You can't act this way, you can't talk like this way, you can't curse this much," and I said, "Who is this? Who are you
Yeah.
to tell me
Yeah.
I can't act this way?"
Yeah, there are ways where I feel like I'm a little bit more involved and like at 20 some years old than Arvin was. Like the sex partners wouldn't have bothered me as much. Comma, but I feel like at a 19, 20-year-old guy, I don't know how I would have reacted to Bella being like,
Fair.
and now my comedy is going to be me just talking about all the people I slept with before you. It's like I just like I understand it's none of his business. I really do.
Mhm.
And I understand that people like her experiences are not a reflection of him and should not like he should not take that to heart.
Yeah.
Comma but at 19, 20 years old, I just don't know if I could have done it either. It's just like, hey, can you talk about something that's not like you having sex with the mascot in the library that you have never seen his face?
That's
Like,
hilarious, but yeah.
right, like, because I'm like, lady, like, to me, it's like, it doesn't, I'm not judging you because you had sex. I'm
No, I
judging you
think
because
that's
it's
fair.
embarrassing that you're having sex with people you never seen their face. You know, like, I think that's like,
Yeah, and here's the thing, I think how do we as girl talk, right? Like, because that's hilarious, and I would want everyone to know that story if I was ever, right? Like, yeah, but I get that my partner, because I don't know that I would wanna hear my, like, partner stories like
right.
that either. Granted, I want to know it. Like, I don't get jealous in that way. Like, I'll be like, "Oh my god, tell me the craziest thing you've done, blah, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah." But yeah, but I don't need to be seeing them. You know what I mean? Like, it's different if we
Yeah.
in college, and then I was like, "Well, I know everything about the mascot because my girlfriend or boyfriend has had sex with them."
Yeah, like she's up there telling a story about one of her sexcapades, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, remember that guy in the English class XYZ?" And you're sitting there, and the guy in the English class is in the room. You know,
Yeah.
this
I
is not
learned Dickens so I could get Dickens.
so she could get the dick in. And
That's
I was like,
so funny.
she was very funny in these two episodes. She really was. Like they were not wrong about
Mhm.
that at all. I thought it was very interesting take to be like, you should talk about this because we've seen a lot of comedians really lean
Yeah.
into like, hey, my own life story is going to be what I using to be funny. I feel like that's a little bit of like my brand of like a funny too. Is like
Mhm.
I talk about me.
Yeah, me too.
Where some people can go out and make jokes. I'm more like a no, let's just talk about the stupid stuff that I've done and laugh about it. So I felt
Mhm.
like that was a good route for Bella. Now, I was very confused when her mama showed up.
Her mom follows her on Instagram, not just the squares, but the little circle videos.
Sasha, her mom. What did Bella even say on that stage once her mom showed up? Like, what was the comedy after I know how to
No,
do Siri impressions? What
yeah,
did she do?
literally yapping. She's there, and then I'm gonna be Siri and just tell you a bunch of facts.
And that was it. That's it. Like, because there's no way she went back to her goal was to basically come out, on stage.
Yeah.
But there's no way she even like if she pivoted back to her first plan, which
That
was
thank you. That's what I was gonna
yeah.
say.
What did she
Okay,
say?
there's a reason if my mom ever got a hold of this podcast, I'm changing my number and never talk. No.
Right. It's over. It's over, man.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? First of all, mom, it's my friend's stories, not mine.
Right. Right.
I'm a liar on this podcast.
Yeah. It's just fiction, you know?
Duh, we're
Ugh.
hyping it up. We're comedians.
Right.
But but it's just there's no way. Like, and the problem is, I think my mom would do something like this.
You think your mom would pop up on you at school?
Yes, because she like really supports me, and
Yeah.
if she saw me performing and didn't like get video of it, then she'd be like, "I'm popping up."
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
And my
It's
poor
cool.
stepdad is driving, so at least he would tell me. Um,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah. Because even without these coming out storyline, Bella, there's no way she would have done her original set had her mom walked in. Like her parents were still thinking that she was a virgin last time they were up here, So there's no reason she's gonna like Bella's sexcapades is not going to sell in front of her mom and dad. So Yeah.
She thinks Arvin isn't there because he's too busy doing homework.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no. I felt bad for Bella because I was like, oof, what are you gonna do? Like my mom's never listened to this podcast. Are you crazy?
Oh my
What?
god, they would literally ground us.
Yeah. To this day.
Yeah,
Our old
yeah, yeah,
asses.
100%. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
I
No,
had my parents
impossible.
blocked on social media when I was in college. I remember
Honestly, smart.
my mom asked me to make her Facebook page. I remember I was home on like Christmas break or something like that. And she was like, "Can you help me make a Facebook?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Because that way I knew what I could make it to look like.
Mhm,
So I knew what
mhm.
she could see from my page. So the whole time I'm like toggling between the two, like making sure she's on all the privacy settings. Like, no,
Correct.
you can only see these, you cannot see tagged photos, you cannot see statuses, you can only see profile pictures when I post them, blah 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 blah. I have to approve your comments. You can't come on
Mhm.
here talking. I've let the guards down a little bit now. So every now and then she'll pop up on my page saying something embarrassing. But back then I had to shut it down. My mom couldn't see nothing. My dad wasn't even on Facebook, and my sister, oh no, she got blocked because she talked too much. You know,
That's
she run her
really
mouth.
funny.
She run her
Oh my
mouth too much.
god.
She had to get shut down. My dad told me one time, your sister said you put on the internet that you did something, something. I said, oh, hell no. I blocked her so bad. I didn't
Oh,
even tell her I was blocking her. I blocked
no.
her so fast and never looked back.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Nah.
Ugh. I, like, definitely this is where I think being Indian, like, first generation, whatever, but I'm not even. My kids will be first generation American. But whatever, being around, like, immigrant kids works because 'cause you're all
Mhm.
fucking lying. So everyone knows not to tag
Mhm.
anyone, and no one I remember when I posted it was so stupid, and I to this day don't know what happened. I think we were both playing chicken, basically is what happened. But me and the first Indian guy I dated, like, went Facebook official,
Oh,
and there's families on there. What are we doing? But I
right.
think we
That's a
both,
hard lunch.
like, said it as a joke and then
Mhm.
couldn't figure out how to, like, run it back or being like, "No, it's
Gotcha.
like, mm?" 'Cause the night he'd asked me out this is such a college story, such a
Go on.
grandma college story, aka me. He asked me out on the phone because his friends, like, kinda bullied him into it to being like, "Dude, like, you just need to ask her out. At this point, like, enough already." So he
Yeah.
asked me out. He di frat boys, so he didn't like, fell asleep. So
Mhm.
he was standing outside my dorm for hours
Yeah.
because he couldn't
Just
get in,
right. And you in
and
there asleep?
yeah, no, I was legitimately and then the next morning, I woke up to, like, 15 missed calls from everyone.
Right.
Like, my sorority sisters are calling, like, everyone is and I say, "Oh my god, guys, I just left. I'm sorry." So, I remember all of this, and then we went Facebook official that day because I think I just felt bad.
Right. You had to do something.
Yeah, and then when we broke up and then we, like, whatever, spun the block again on each other, he, like, even shared that I never wanted that, and I was like, "Well, shit, neither did I." So, I don't know how all these other kids be posting all this online, is my point, very long-winded way.
No, no, it's very fair because I too was just kind of like, I can't believe, like, I was posting so much because I was in college. This is what we did in
Yeah,
college. But at the same time, it was just like, once the parents start getting involved, you really got to lock it down because you can't even grow into your own if you're worried about what your parents are thinking about you. And so Bella was able to do this and almost like
mhm.
find her niche, but her mom popping up is going to be a problem. Like Bella, the fact that she doesn't have her mom blocked or whatever, or like the
When
privacy
you're a
settings, is
psycho,
crazy. Right. She's crazy. Because that can't be the wildest thing Bella's put on the internet. Can't be.
that's what I'm saying, or do you think she has 2 Instagrams? You know these Gen Z,
Oh,
they have Finstas and Insta.
oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. Now
mom
we really
must
sound old.
follow their, like, professional
The
page.
professional page, yeah, the front-facing page. Look, I used to have a Finsta back in the day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, it wasn't called Finsta when I had it, it was just like
Oh.
I had a separate Instagram for,
Oh my
the
god,
close friends
why don't you show me this?
because it's but that thing been gone for so many years. I'm talking about back in the day. Before we had close friends lists, Sasha, you had to do something.
See, I had Snapchat for those things.
Oh no, see, I had to get up off the Snap. That's where where the deviants be at.
Yes. I was everyone's best friend. That's how much I used
Oh,
to Snapchat.
well, I'm glad you brought up Snapchat because episode 9 was called Pics.
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you think about this storyline with Kimberly?
Girls, don't do it. It's
Now hold on.
just not worth it. Just don't do it. So go on the internet.com, go to google.com, screenshot and send.
Now
No.
that is
They
a
won't know.
fellas, we know. We
Yeah,
know.
right.
We
You would
got the
know.
same we got the same Google y'all got. Look, and we
And
probably
what,
looking at
you're
it
gonna
way.
look it up?
We were looking at it before we asked you for pictures. We was
Okay.
on Google. I'm like, baby, I knew that picture before you even screenshot this. I can
You're
tell you
like,
where
isn't
I got
this
that from. Right?
isn't this so and so? And you're like, first of all, how dare you?
How dare you? Because I've been known.
Because you have a type.
You need to, like I said, you should have went to about page 9 or 10 if you wanted to fool me. You can't go off the
That's what
first
I would
page
do.
of
Yeah, I
images.
wouldn't do page 1. I'm not that dumb.
Um,
Just don't send it. Have you sent?
back in the day,
Yeah.
I was a fool. I was reckless.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
No
told you I
face,
had
no
to.
case, people.
No face, no case. But you know, I have identifying markings.
Oh.
So I had to, you got to shut it down after you
Oh.
get. You got to shut it down.
Give me a second. Yes.
Any tattoos or anything that you might get, kind of shut, because then you got to start blurring stuff. It's a whole thing. But I'm old now. I don't play them games no more. But back in
Yeah.
the day,
I couldn't even be bothered. You know what I mean? I feel
Mm.
like I'm so old that I'd be like, be serious. Like, I think I
Right,
would just respond to, you must be joking.
pull up or shut up. You know, it's like, hey,
Yeah,
what do we
no,
need
or
to?
don't leave
Yeah.
me alone. I have a job.
Right. Like, what are we doing? We grown. But you know, for the college kids, their hormones are raging, and this is a problem that, you know, in the 90s, you could not foreseen something like this being a thing, right? Like in the 90s, there was no world where people would just be walking around with camera phones, taking pictures of their and send it within seconds, right? I remember freshman year in college, every year for homecoming, we had certain traditions.
Mhm.
One of them being that people would go streaking. And I remember my freshman year, I want to say it was freshman year or sophomore year. It was probably sophomore year because freshman year I was like, oh my God. And then my sophomore year I was like, whatever. But I'm pretty sure my sophomore year we like went streaking. And I remember someone said like they had pictures of the streaking. And the idea, first of all, that these are pictures, the quality is so trash.
Oh,
You know,
fair.
I'm like, yo, they made a damn picture. Like, their pictures are fine. If they on the internet, post them. I don't care. Like, the people gonna laugh
They
at you.
don't know it's
But
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that ain't shit. But now, oh, you can get caught in 4K. You know,
They'll be
on
like,
the
load this in 4K, and it's you.
right. Yeah. So Kimberly is asked by her ex, who this is Brian, right? And we got
Yes.
the character assassination they do on Brian in these 2 episodes is outrageous. This man was like, we had no issue with him prior to episode 9. Now
I mean,
this
the
man is the
sex was
scum of
kind
the
of
earth.
a lot, but
Yeah, but they seem to be
no
enjoying each
issue.
other.
Yeah.
Right now, oh, Brian sucks.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, how did we get this far so quickly? So they're doing the sex a lot. Enter Eric from Never Have I Ever as his roommate. Did you catch that?
Yes, of course I did.
Yeah.
And they're bullying him the same.
Right. Yeah. He's playing the same exact character. But Brian wants some nudes, and Kimberly sends the nudes, but she sends a live photo, which is another thing we did not have when I was a child. Look, when I was a lad,
Here's the thing, because we had smartphones, but live photos?
live photos. Oh no! So she thought she took the necessary precautions: no face, no case, no identifying markings. Like she had checked the boxes, but she forgot that little live photo scrolls a little bit and it just showed her entire face and her high school diploma with her first and last name.
So you know how people be like, no, that's AI. That's not my face. So why is your diploma in the background? Why is AI thinking about your high school diploma?
Right, ma'am, that's you. It's you, and you're never going to be a Supreme Court justice at this rate because your nudes are out there.
Dude, that is what who does she think she's Anthony Weiner? Like, no.
Holding up, like it feels like she was like holding up the newspaper with the date and her name,
Yeah.
like just to prove that this is me. Hold a fork, you know.
Oh my gosh. And the
Um,
thing is, they apparently was a very good photo.
yeah, they've been complimenting this woman's breast since. Remember they went to the nude party, I think
Oh,
like episode
yes.
1 or something.
Not me
Yeah,
forgetting. Yes.
I didn't forget
With
because I still
Bella.
like.
Yeah, yeah, when they
Yeah, it's
went
a
to that
lot.
dude. Mhm.
Yeah. What did you think about this whole okay, this whole interaction, right?
Nightmare.
The idea that she sent it, but then she had regrets, and then she asked for him to delete the picture because I don't know. I feel like if I'm Brian, I would be very confused. You know, like you trusted me enough. One, you trust me enough to have sex with me on a regular basis.
Yes.
So that's a
But
lot.
that's different.
Two, it's seemingly right. Number two, you sent me the picture. So you
Mhm.
obviously trusted me to see it. But you don't trust me to keep it? Like, what
Yeah.
about me says that I'm going to share this with somebody? Or do
Yeah,
you like, you know, that's why I was like, interesting that we went this route.
I think that there's a way to be like, "Hey, the photo's live." I think she says a version of it, right? "My photo's
Yeah,
live.
my
I
face
just
is in
need
it.
you to" yeah, my face is in it. "Need you to delete it." I don't understand why he just wouldn't do it. I understand like his ego, right? And being like, why wouldn't you trust me to but it's not about you actually. It's like
Yeah.
we if he's so woke, the male Kimberly, right? Like that's how they have touted him. I feel
Hmm.
like this character should be woke enough or aware enough to understand that women are not afforded the same liberties as men are, and if she is trying to become the next Supreme Court justice, this is a very normal thing that could come back to bite her in the ass. To me, like,
Yeah.
I have never dated someone that would not delete.
Yeah. So this reminds me of the prenup conversations, right? Because it's
Mm,
like when you're about to get married to somebody and you're like, okay, I trust this person.
yes.
So, in theory, if I trust them and I
Mhm.
love them, then everything should be fine. The trust
Yeah.
and the love should be enough to where I shouldn't have to worry. But I also have a lot of money. And in order to protect myself, I would need you to sign a prenup.
Mhm.
But if I trust you and love you, then why would I need to sign a prenup? Because we're going to be together forever and you're not going to betray me because you trust me.
The
So it's
thing is
like,
the world's crazy. Sign the prenup.
sign a prenup. Sign a
I
prenup.
would do
Oh,
it. Whatever.
okay. What about this? Let's say you have a baby.
Mm.
And your husband says, "Oh wow, we're having a baby. The baby's born, beautiful baby boy or girl, whatever." And the husband says, "All right, but I want to do a DNA test. The world is crazy. Things happen. Let's just do a
Then
DNA
I'm in
test to be
jail
safe."
and my kid's
See,
an orphan.
and I think to me that was the vibe this is giving, right? Like this person is giving you no reason to not to trust them, comma, but there is a 1% chance, or probably less, that this could be something that could come back to bite you.
No, but I don't know that it's the same, right? Like if you had a baby allegedly with someone that you love and trust and you've married to or at least hopefully
Or
been together long enough.
yeah,
In this day and age, I get it. But I just mean like if I'm just thinking of myself versus maybe dating, right? And sending that picture versus having a baby.
I think for me, it's just a question of, do you trust me enough to where this shouldn't even be a question? Like at some point,
Yeah.
is this something where my your trust in me is inflappable, right? And there's not like
Mhm.
you understand that this is not something I would do. You would there's no world where you question me. If somebody said they saw your nude, you wouldn't even think it was me. You would be like, well, there's no way it was you.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because he's saying, like, why don't you trust me? Don't you trust me that I'm not going to air this out? And she's kind of like, yes, but also, what about XYZ? And I'm thinking, well, people do that all the time with prenups and with DNA tests. There's like, yeah, I trust you, but I kind of still got to protect myself, you know? So I thought this was an incredible conversation because I've never been put in a situation like this before where someone's been like, I
Mhm.
need you to delete a picture I sent you. Uh, and I don't know if I would feel like I know I probably would feel a type of way, but I wouldn't push back on deleting it.
That's
Um,
what and I just think that at the end of the day, he just should be grown enough to understand. That's all I'm saying.
okay. Now that's the first time. When Shay doubles back with Leela, and she's like, "No, we need to check the cloud too." Sasha, I feel like, okay, lady, what do you want from me? You think I didn't like hoard it all? Your like, what do you want? What do you want? You just want here. Don't text me no more. Then, if you gotta make sure my phone archives is clear in my cloud in the cloud, Sasha. I
But
told you I
it's
deleted it.
true. It's so scary to have.
It is
Like, imagine someone heard this podcast and said, "Oh, wait, here you go. This is
right.
Chappelle."
Right. And I mean, it is scary. It is very scary. But that person, violating
Yeah.
your trust, like you trusted them enough. Like, but obviously you shouldn't have trusted them, right? And so I think for him, he's like, you should trust me. You clearly do not, because
Yeah.
you've proven that you don't trust me enough just to delete it. But you also need me to go in and go to my deleted folder and then make sure it's deleted from there and then log into my iCloud. Then you threaten to tell my mom so that you
That's
can then have
hilarious.
access to my phone. It was a lot. I felt like the conversation was very nuanced, but I also feel like the answer is very simple. Don't send people new pictures of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, I just think that there's a way to maturely say, like, I actually, like, just feel a type of way. I don't know what to do about it. And I'm scared. Can we talk through this? I know you already deleted it, but this is what I'm feeling, right? Like,
Right.
if there's a version of that, I think
Mhm.
that could have been good.
I think you
Uh,
have to say, like, people hack stuff all the time.
and that's my
Yeah.
next point. Like, yeah, why didn't you just go the hacking route?
I don't think she had got that far. I think that what it came down to was that
Oh,
I think deep down she just didn't trust him that much, which is fine.
yeah.
But like, you know, I think
Just
for him it
don't
was
send the pictures.
yeah, but it made him look like a hell of a jerk, you know? It
'Cause he
really
was
did.
pushing back so hard. I was like, "Oh, he shared the picture in the group chat."
Right, because Eric from Never Have I Ever was like
Yes.
laughing in the corner. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But if I was him, honestly, Sasha, if this was me, I would have deleted them. But the
Mhm.
second time she came, that's the ick. That's the part where I'm like, all right. So what are we doing here? Like we would have to
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
serious
and I
conversation.
think that's fair. I think there's just a more mature way of doing it, but and I
Mhm.
don't know when Kimberly is gonna learn that Leela is not our friend
She's
with
not the
good
one with
advice.
good advice. She's not.
She's a
Anytime you
turn-up
gotta
friend.
right, anytime you gotta pull up with Leela on your side, you already know you on
You
demon time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like, why did Leela fight him?
Because she wanted to. She said, I want to kick him in the nuts. And she did. Like,
Like, just it's so and what here's the thing, what if he shared it with someone? And he can
right.
delete it off of everything, but what, are you gonna
Uh-huh.
reset his devices?
Right. Like the moment you send something like that, you put yourself at risk of getting like your junk put on the internet. And at some point you have to
Yeah.
either be okay with the outcome of that, whatever it looks like, or be willing to like, take that L. You made the mistake. You had to be able to lie in the bed you made.
Mhm.
It was I just thought it was a very interesting conversation. But in the end, Brian, I mean, like top 5 worst like boyfriends on this show, and it's so funny how far he fell in just a short amount of time, because it could have all been avoided. Like, send me a picture. No,
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable doing that. Bet. Like I think that could have been it, but it really
Or
became
just,
like
like, check that it's not a live photo.
right
The
or
thing
like
is right there.
or use like it's 2025. Use like Snapchat or something like that where you can't really screenshot, or if you screenshot
That's
it,
the thing. Actually, you should Snapchat is the best thing for that. When I told my mom about Snapchat, she's like, "So you send dirty pictures?" Like, that's literally what my
She
mom
went straight
said.
there. She like,
Yeah,
cause I
she
know.
did.
She's like, I
She
know
didn't
what
say
that's for.
nothing. Because 'Cause I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
mom, look, this is a new app." And she's like, "What is it?" So I explained to her, and she's like, "So you send dirty pictures on this? Why do you have downloaded?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Sasha, there's literally no reason for this app."
Yeah, it's like, what is the point of a app that like instantly
Yeah.
deletes all the photos you send?
Yeah,
It's
my
like,
mom was very irritated that I had Snapchat. She's like, "What the F are you doing on here, ratchet girl?"
"Duh."
Um, so my mom was not happy. But that's what I'm saying. I just feel like you should know better. But Gen
Mm,
Z as a whole, right, is moving to be more conservative.
mhm.
So I don't know if like that has something to do with it. And that's why like Brian's kind of like being a weirdo. But
Yeah.
either way, I just feel like they both took it to 100,
Mhm.
and there was no reason for either of them to do this.
No, but our girl Kimberly, she gonna bounce back.
Already with no post.
Bounce
Okay.
back.
You know what? I'm so jealous of Kimberly's character. I
She's
don't know
really
how else
got
to
the
say it.
juice. Yeah,
Like,
she's
it's
got what else
actually
can you
crazy.
say? Yeah, this lady's got she's got like Paxton Riz, like she's gonna walk in the
Yeah.
room and like insert random guy, insert guy from the past, insert her friends' exes. It don't matter. Kimberly got it.
And the point is, like, why wasn't that my college
You're like, what was in
story?
my life? Right. Yeah,
I hate
exactly.
to see other people living your best life. You know what I
Lord,
mean?
yeah, Lord, I've seen what you've done for others.
Yeah.
Where's my turn? When is it my turn to receive?
That's
I'm
all
used
I'm
to giving.
saying.
You
It's
know?
too late for me, but maybe for my friend Chappelle.
No, no, I'm tired. Like, I don't want no. I'm tired. Nah, we good. We good, man. We chilling.
No, you have to so you can tell me everything. Anyway, so with that, we also have Kimberly at a protest. And this felt really timely because this man named Nathan Riggs is coming, obviously controversial, stand in for a right wing person. And she's excited to join the protest. But then her professor and Brian kind of dissuade her to say, Brian has a good point saying, like, protests are nice, especially on college campuses, if they have a long-term impact, aka the athletes. But what's the point of kind of going and yelling and then being done with it? And pictures last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Again. So with that, I actually agree with. I do think you should protest, but I think if you get caught with some crazy ass sign,
Yeah.
it's over for you.
Yeah, or if you're on the wrong side of history, that's also not a great thing.
Yes.
I
Yes.
remember when the photos went viral of the people at what is it in Virginia where they were at the with the
Mhm.
tiki torches,
Yep.
like that one guy is like the face of,
The guy screaming, yeah, I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking.
he's got his tiki torch or whatever, and he's
Mhm.
protecting what he believes is the right to have these Confederate monuments up on the campus and support his Southern heritage or whatever it is that he's trying to do. But he's on the wrong side of history, and so now he will be in textbooks for years to come as the
Yep.
guy with the tiki torch who was out here being a racist. And so you got to make sure that whatever you're standing for, you're willing to stand by it, and that you don't end up in a situation where you could get harmed by your participation in that in the future.
And that happened to me. And I was definitely in wrong place, wrong time. Moment more than what I supported, I'll say. And it's crazy because I was even quoted in something, and I was like, "Bro, I never talked to the journalist. They just
Yeah.
overheard me talking to someone else and acted like I talked to them."
Oh, see, yeah, that'll do it. And
So it's a mess. Would not recommend. So yeah, I just think you have to be careful. Like, there's ways to do it, but I just feel like especially college is such a delicate time in your life. Just be careful. And sometimes colleges are going to do whatever the F they want anyway. And I don't
right.
know. Maybe I sound pessimistic, but I just don't know that, like, just a protest is going to do anything instead of like actually having meetings with administration and being like, okay, now that you brought this person, you need to bring in the other side. That's a different conversation.
Yeah, no, I
um
totally agree.
Let the rich kids protest.
Right, right. Like, what are you doing, Kimberly? I mean, don't yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I understand. She likes to fight for a
Mhm.
cause. And it probably doesn't hurt because this guy that's looking at her, he got the hots for her and he's
And
protesting
been
too.
there.
No.
Okay, which one of us has not done something because we thought someone was hot?
No, look, that's fair. That's fair. What's this guy's name? Noah? Is that
No
him?
idea. Oh my god, I didn't
Yeah.
even know we have my notes say protest leader hot.
Yeah. He pops
Oh
up
my gosh.
and his whole thing is that he wants to like they bond over
Yes.
protesting, right?
He's a feminist. We love it.
Relatable.
Which is nice. And I feel like he's a different kind of hot, right? Like, not Kimberly's like just straight up hottie hot.
Mhm.
Just hot. Just like he's good looking. And then Eli's dumbass is of course there. And we get another Kimberly storyline that's wrapped up. So he also apologizes for leaving Kimberly when she was rolling. And then they disperse. Kimberly says, "Great, let's break in." And protest leaders leading all of them for breaking and entering. What are we doing, Kimberly? You cannot afford bail.
She's destroying the school servers, essentially going in there like she thought she was gonna get sued for destroying school property. So it's not only that they broke in, they
Yes.
were touching stuff. And Kimberly, you already got in trouble for like plagiarism. Baby, do you want to graduate from this school?
Here's the thing. Did you see whose ID she used?
Oh, was that Bella's ID?
Yes.
How does Bella have access to this?
What? Because of FAF?
I guess. I thought that was so weird. That's like, so what? And so she uses Bella's credential to get into this room to do this protest where they're going to
Which
shut it
is
down.
so terrible to do that
Right.
to Bella.
But this lady, she already got in trouble for plagiarism. Like, they already took away her scholarship. And now you're breaking and entering. Kimberly, let's be very clear. If you were a person of color, they would have had you outside the school walls within 10 seconds. Them people, the police came in and very like, all right, y'all, put your hands up.
Yeah.
Lady, you could have got shot.
God, it's so terrible.
Yeah. I just like, Kimberly is not, I don't see her graduating from this school. How?
It's so like, I don't understand how this character keeps like getting away with this kind of stuff.
She keeps getting away with it. She's got the juice, the school, she's Teflon at the school.
Okay.
Yeah. How?
And then Eli comes and bails her.
And ask her out. So now she got two dudes fighting for her again. She's a menace.
That man was ready to fight somebody in jail for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think
I'm so jealous.
Do you think Eli is back? Or is this just like,
Ugh.
Are we making room for the new guy?
I hope so. Eli was not it.
Was Eli even the problem though? This girl went and started.
But,
yeah, like,
But when you get the ick, you get the ick. And I have the ick on Eli.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You can't just wash that off.
Yeah, he left her for dead.
He did. He left her son for dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just not into it.
It's not it. Yeah, not it.
No, Eli can go somewhere. New protest guy seems interesting, but I can see him being like, that woke friend.
Yeah, that woke. But isn't Kimberly that woke friend?
But that's what I'm saying. I think she's gonna be like, you're doing too much.
If Kimberly tells you you're doing too much, you are doing the most.
Yes. So that might be interesting.
Yeah.
I think we might be setting up for no one. Like, everyone is gonna be single.
I could see that. Because right now, all the relationships just kind of seem a little meh. You know, like with 3 seasons in, like Kanan and Whitney seem like they're probably the closest to being a thing. Bella looks like she just found out this new part about her, and so she might want to explore that. We know Bella likes to get down, so maybe. But also, she's saying like, "Oh, I want to get to know people for their personality, XYZ." So who knows? Casey is clearly in limbo between being alone or being with the lighting guy, if that's where we're gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kimberly got too many dudes that she can't even count them. So I don't know. Them ending the show single would feel very fitting for this group. Like, right, like at some point y'all have to learn that your life does not revolve around the boys that you were chasing after or interacting with or whatever. Like,
all the boys I've loved before. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. No, but get back to kind of the stuff that y'all are interested in. Let's get back in the mock courtrooms for Kimberly. Let's see Whitney doing the STEM stuff. Let's see Bella, getting more opportunities like the ones we got in this episode. And then we just got Casey in this season, and maybe we'll get more from Casey later on.
Yeah. And Casey can be in her play bag, and detangling from her mom, as well. And another thing is, for Bella, we also another hilarious scene, which is such a throwaway, but I appreciate like Kanan's, just like the Kanan weighted blanket. the really loud noise coming from that room, that upperclassman's room,
Oh
who is
yeah.
basically naked, and
And Bella just
Bella
walks in.
did not know what to do with herself.
No, but also don't walk into my room. That's the thing. Like with I remember when I was in the dorms, I remember
Yeah,
like they used to do random room checks on us all the time. And I always just felt like this just feels
yep,
so invasive. Like, don't just walk in
agreed.
my room. You never know. I'm not obviously not in there like basically naked doing your VR, karate. But I don't know. I would never feel comfortable with people just walking into people's space like that.
No, it's terrible, but still hilarious. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just the way that she is just sitting there freaking um ogling him and he didn't even know.
No, not at all. And it's funny because the way she got sent in there was because, Bella does have this side plot that we've been exploring
Yes.
all season with Taylor.
And I feel like her and Taylor are gonna end up together.
You think so?
It's
I
gonna
don't
be
really
so
like it.
toxic.
No, I don't like that. I don't like it. Boo, boo, boo that, boo that. I actually was very proud of Bella and her interaction with Taylor because
Mhm.
Taylor says like, "Hey, Bella, I don't need you no more. I'm finna leave to go live with this girl." Which also Taylor, chill out, bro. But
It's
she
very yeah, stereotypical. I feel like in shows, they always have, like, lesbians move so fast.
right, like they're basically married now. She's like, I
Yeah.
gotta live with her, XYZ. And Bella is like, oh, okay. She's like, well, I don't really think this is a good idea. We know that you've been struggling with your sobriety. And Taylor kind of like just brushes her off.
Yep.
I love that after that, Bella was like, okay, deal with it on your own. And like, I'm not your fav anymore. You don't live here. It's not my job to carry this burden. And I really believe that. I don't think Bella is Taylor's AA, sponsor.
Yeah. I
Don't
didn't
call
like
me.
that at all, so I
Yeah.
appreciated them, like, again, cutting that.
They shut it down because it really felt like we were gonna have to feel responsible for Taylor whenever
Correct.
she drinks, and I'm like, "Nah, that's not Bella's to hold."
No, I'm million% with you.
Mhm.
I don't know. I didn't like it either. I find it weird. So, I just hope we get some, like, again, a little bit of detangling from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And and the Taylor relationship. Why is the show presenting this? Taylor and her mom, it it feels like her mom died, and she's just getting
Right?
married.
And, like, yeah, and she's not a good mom.
Right. She's like, "I haven't talked to my mom in a while. Make sure you talk to your mom while you still can." I was like, I mean, it's just a I don't know, like what I that relationship between Taylor and her mom, the show was making it so heavy. Like I don't want to talk about it. She's getting married tomorrow. I
Yeah.
just found out. But I'm thinking, well, you haven't talked to her in years. What is this dynamic that we're alluding to between these two people?
J j I d like I said, valuable real estate that could be dedicated to Whitney, our
Yeah,
friend, or any of the girls, hell.
yeah,
I don't know, I find it very weird, but it's okay, I guess. I understand that, like, they are trying to give Taylor a good amount of screen time, for queer characters since they took away Renee Rapp or Leighton's character, but there's just a way to, like, do it, and maybe it needs to be hour-long episode.
yeah. Or maybe we don't see as much of Taylor next season when now that Bella
Yeah.
is going to fill that kind of that spot of
Oh, I
just
see what you're saying, yes.
representation. Yeah, because I know people struggle with Casey as a new character, but Taylor after a while was just like just kind of here. It's just like
Mhm.
she's in and out. Like her storylines were interesting, but they don't really tie into the ultimate storyline of the girls in the dorm, right? Like she's kind of moved on. So I wouldn't be shocked that now that she lives off campus with her new girlfriend, if they're even together. Are they official?
Who? No, Bella, right? And
No, Taylor. Is
oh,
Taylor official with her?
with Ash.
Yeah.
I think so because that character, oh my god, these people online are so funny, like this cast. So online, the character that plays Ash, they said that they would like to be in a throuple on
Oh,
the show.
with Bella? Oh no, they can have her Bella's new friend Haley.
Somebody, but
Yeah,
not please.
not Bella. No, Bella. We got too much for you to be trying to go be in a throuple. It's too much going on. We do not deserve to be in that blender next season.
No, just like end it. You know what I mean? I can't
Mm.
for Bella. No, please. Bella needs to be single then. At this point. Yeah, Ruby Cruz, high hopes for her character. Thruple.
Oh, throuple. Wow. Um, yeah.
Oh god. But maybe not with Bella.
No, no.
But yeah, I think they just want
Just a little fun.
yeah, look, fans picked up serious chemistry between Taylor and Bella before Taylor started seeing Ash. Wait, I'd love that. I'd ship them too. Maybe a throuple. So yeah.
I don't really ship the Taylor and Bella. Whatever. Yeah, it
No,
doesn't.
this
It don't work
podcast
for me.
does not want complications.
Yeah, no, I think we're good on that one. Anybody else we didn't talk about in this episode? Did we touch on everybody?
Yeah, I mean Leela is just Leela. We didn't get a lot from Leela either. Taylor, we just talked through that she did buy the alcohol but didn't drink. So that's that growth. She's doing it on her own, which is nice, but that's it. We didn't really get anyone else.
What did you think about the party with the ball pit?
I love a good ball
Yeah,
pit.
this was crazy. I liked it.
Unfortunately,
I was
I
like, where
loved
was?
it.
Yeah, I really
Literally, I
felt
saw a
like,
bunch of
damn.
Tywin. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like, damn. Like that's one of the party themes that I haven't actually encountered. I haven't done like,
Yeah. Is that what we're gonna do when you get on Martha's Vineyard? A ball pit party.
yeah, at 50 years old, I'm sure they'll be happy to do that with me.
The Golden Bachelor.
Yeah, basically, that's the only reality show I'm good for now.
Oh my gosh. You'll get your second wind.
Mm-hmm. Or third.
That's really funny. Now I do have some funny things online that I've been saving that I
Okay.
want to share. Okay. So and this is R-rated almost. So if like that's not it, fast forward a little bit. So
Yeah.
the actress who plays Whitney, right? Her name is Aaliyah Chanel Scott, is hilarious on Twitter. So because I searched the tag, like the stuff comes up for me. So this is the tweet I see. Okay, it's Whitney and Isaiah. And it's them at the gym, right? When Isaiah's like showing off to Kanan. So it's
Mhm.
that scene, and it's just like them like looking at each other all hot and shit. So she tweets, wow, what a perfect scene. I couldn't imagine one or in parentheses, two things that might make it better. TBH. So I'm saying, why did she tweet
What
that?
do you mean by that? Yeah.
Right? So then, and she goes, doing damage control. Then other people are saying, we saw the first one. You can't. We saw the first tweet. Da, da, da. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I mean, as a man, I think you'll enjoy this. But anyway.
As a man, I probably know what you're already about to say.
Oh, so she said, I went through a process before each take to make sure, in all caps, sure, my nipples were hard when we shot this scene.
Yeah.
I swear they must have edited out. RIP to my important character work.
She really thought like, okay, let me get into character for this and let me turn the headlights on.
That's crazy.
I don't know what to tell you. I love this woman, you know.
And then someone tweeted, Whitney just pissed me the hell off on Sex Lives of the College Girls. She goes, no, me too. Damn, what is she doing? I can't watch her anymore. Swear to God.
Whitney do be doing a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
But I love this. And now, are you ready for the final one? Rachel is that bitch. In all caps.
She said that about who?
About who? You know this, Rachel.
Rachel Riley?
Nope.
What Rachel? Who?
Follow-up tweet. If you don't watch Survivor, I'm so sorry.
Yeah! One of us. Wow. Yes, Whitney.
Yep.
We're tapped in, baby. I love when people make Survivor references on television shows.
I thought that was so funny.
Yes, come to if you're listening to this, come to one of the live shows. Come holler at us for 48.
Stay away from Chappelle.
No, come holler at us for 48.
Don't. So I can live there anyway. But I thought that was so funny. I had to share with you.
No, that's crazy. I'm so excited to hear that. Now I got to follow her on social media so I can hear more about the Survivor takes.
Yeah, no, that's all she tweeted, and I was like, "Where's the rest of it?" Um, but but she's very funny online. Would recommend. And
Okay.
honestly, she doesn't have that many followers. Like if we DM, I wonder if she'd
You
see.
think she come through?
Imagine
Yeah.
if you
Hmm.
bring her on Club Condo without me, murder will
Oh.
happen.
Nah. Look,
And I would
let
never
me
talk to either of you again.
oh, to her either.
And Rob, that guy Rob.
He got dragged into it. He's like, I didn't even
He's
do that.
apparently watching it.
Yeah, Rob Cesternino has started watching Sex Lives of College Girls. He told me he was on season 1 and not to spoil it for him. So
Yes.
hopefully, oh my God, Sasha.
Should I tell
He,
you what he said? Can I read it? He's not gonna
yeah.
listen
Well,
to
that's
this.
the thing. Sasha, I was about to ask, do you think he's going to listen
Yes.
to the podcast? Do you think he's watching it for fun and he's not listening to the podcast?
You know he hates us, so yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Oh, God, Rob can't know none of this stuff.
No, Rob was not allowed to listen. He said, I said, you must catch up on Sex Life so you can come on the pod, right? I need to know all your thoughts. Then I said, but who's your favorite? Can I be mad at all of them?
Okay. Yeah.
I said, correct take. And he said, and the soccer coach. So he's
Yeah.
fine.
He's in it, but he's in it. Okay.
I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, we are there. There are children. So I
Yeah.
understand.
Now, Rob was a frat boy too in college. He was in a fraternity. And so I would love to see if we could get Rob on here to maybe tell some of his party stories, you know.
Listen,
And
when
we
Rob
can
catches
compare
up,
notes.
we'll drop an off season Sex Lives of
Yeah.
College Girls. And
Compare
we
notes.
might have something else coming for Sex Lives of College Girls too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll see. I've been waiting on
we'll
about.
see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So yeah, but listen, if you follow us online and you see like a random tweet asking for questions or something, just answer.
Yeah, just answer, hook us up, and then hopefully we
Mhm.
could deliver some content to you.
Just know that. That's all we'll say for now. But anything else?
No, this was an interesting season. We're done with season 3, and
I
now
know.
we wait. We gotta wait probably a year at least to find out what
Yeah.
happens in season 4.
Yeah. I won't see you for another year. So sad.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
God forbid you invite me on one of the podcasts that you host. You host so many.
Oh, look who's talking.
I'm just
When was the
saying.
last time I came on Nothing But Netflix?
I don't know. When was the last time I came
Yeah.
on the Dancing with the Stars podcast?
That's not, I was the co-host.
Mhm.
When was the last time you got mess magnets, huh?
That's a good question too.
Shut up, liar.
I'm about to say, am I gonna have to track Lavina down and tell her like, stop it? This is my spot. She
Oh
swears
my
she's the
God.
third mess magnet when everybody knows it's me. But okay.
I can't. I refuse. I will see myself out of this conversation. Oh my gosh. But yes, Chappelle, this was so much fun. Thank you for saying yes to me to doing this because this was truly, we just had to run it back. That's all. And I said, you just got to talk with me.
No,
Don't
this
know what
gave
else
me
to do.
never have I ever vibes where we talking about the show, but we're giving a lot of ourselves and our business on this
Do
podcast.
not tell any of our friends to listen to this podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah, if y'all listen to this, this is between us. Everybody
Yeah.
not here for this, okay? Randy Newpo, I'm talking about you. Don't be snitching. Like I know, look, I know who listens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I keep
don't
up.
tell anyone.
Right. This is all between us. We're a family here on the Sex Lives of College Girls podcast.
Correct. And seriously, thank you to all our listeners. Like
Mhm.
we are killing the numbers. Like we're just so grateful for
Yeah.
y'all's support. Folks have been messaging us. They've been blue sky posting. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Skeet,
the
skeet,
word.
skeet.
Absolutely not.
Skeet, 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 skeet.
No. Okay. But yeah, y'all have been like messaging us with your thoughts. So like we're just really grateful for all the support because this has been so fun. And yeah, let us know in the comments what are your thoughts on this season finale. And hopefully there's a season 4 and we're back for it. And let us know what you want us to cover next. Maybe we'll come back. I don't know.
Yeah. It'd be fun
Bully
to come
Josh.
back. Yeah, bully them. Let them know. Demand more Sasha and Chappell and we'll be there.
Yes. Okay, tell them. Tell them. Don't tell us because we're always
Mhm.
down.
Yeah.
But yes, with that, Chappelle, for the last time on this season of Sex Lives of the College Girls, where can people find you?
I recently guested on the Lonely Boys podcast with
Ooh.
Matt Gagan and Brendan, and it was so much fun talking about Gossip Girl. Now I've only seen one episode of Gossip Girl, and I got to talk about it on it's the Gossip Girl reboot. Okay, so they showed me all the shows that I don't know, and then they just let me come in and just watch it and just give my reactions. And it is unhinged, but it's so much fun talking to them. So I really suggest that everybody go and follow or just go check out the episode of the Lonely Boys podcast where I got to talk about I think season 1 episode like 7 or 9. Basically it's a very interesting time. But check it out and show them some love over there. And then of course follow me on my podcast Recap Kickback on recapkickback.com. You can check it out here on the YouTube link, youtube.com/@recapkickback, so that you can go and support the videos that me and all of my lovely co-hosts are posting on there. Recently, Mari and I had AJ come on to talk about P. Diddy, and it was so much fun. Sasha, did you listen to that?
Not
Um,
yet. Not yet. I'm
yeah,
catching up. I'm catching up.
it's very messy. Like we got to the end, and I kind of went off script. I was like, okay, now we watched the documentary, but I did my own research, so it got kind of
Oh,
I had some
my
blind
favorite.
items to talk about at
My
the back half.
favorite.
Yeah, and we're coming up on the year anniversary of recap kickback as well. Yeah, so it's been a
Oh.
year, and so in February we're going to celebrate, and so hopefully Sasha can join us for a little bit of the celebration as one of my many co-hosts over there. But you can check it out by subscribing to Recap Kickback at recapkickback.com/subscribe and follow me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback.
Yes, do that. All right. And as for me, you can, of course, follow me on Mess Magnets, where Kirsten McKinnis and I are talking all celebrity drama, all celebrity mess. And listen, we talked about Bachelor, reality stars a little bit. And we even talked this week on Fox Sports. All right.
Mm,
What's going on? I had to let Kirsten know all the drama. And why
mess.
was Acho smelling his fingers? Okay. It's weird.
Oh God.
Okay,
Blah.
yes, and I made her watch that video live, um, on the pod. So that's what we're doing,
Mm,
and everything else, check out Mess Magnets, and, we have some jet lag content as well. Tan and
okay.
I are coming back for that for season 12, I believe, of Jet Lag the Game, and, some Big Brother content, again, with Taryn. So check that out, yeah, and follow me online. And with that, thank you everyone for listening. Bye.